Episode 11. This, Glenn, is episode 11 now.
Episode 11 of the More Than Mostly podcast.
Imagine, okay, if I held up my 10 fingers and thumbs and I had an additional thumb, that'd be how many episodes we've done right now.
If you were slightly deformed.
Well, you may say deformed.
Some people
Would
might
you
have
say it
that.
to my face? Would you say it to my face if I had 11 fingers? Wouldn't
Probably
you?
not. Because
You'd be a little bit more sort of, I don't know, mindful of my situation, wouldn't you?
I would. I think I would. I don't think I'd say you're deformed.
Deformed?
No.
Malformed? What would you say?
I'd say you're special. I said,
And that'd be nice, because I would feel, would you hug me and go, you're special?
Yeah, I would. I'd say, well done, you're
For
special.
my malformed thumb. Thanks. So yeah, episode 11. Tonight, what is this now? We're April the 17th?
April 17th. Yeah, we had a great lineup tonight. We had Beck Hill, we had Kevin Eldon, and we had Mr. PBR.
Yeah, which unfortunately we didn't have time to interview this evening. But we're going to share with you, as I say, interviews with Beck Hill and Kevin Eldon. We're going to start with Beck Hill, because that just feels the right way. Our first experience of Beck Hill was when in 2008, we took our first show to the Edinburgh Festival, the Balloon Debate.
The Balloon Debate.
And what did she used to do?
She used to stand outside the Gilded Balloon with a megaphone announcing what shows were on, what times. We always used to hear her sat sometimes talking about our show, didn't we?
Yeah. She hadn't seen it.
No, she'd never seen it, but she used to give it, she used to praise it, which was nice.
Well, she had to, because we basically sold less than none tickets.
We didn't do very well there.
Which was bad English.
Yes.
So, without further ado, sit back, make yourself comfortable, and listen to Beck Hill.
Beck Hill.
So, we're sat in the office upstairs at the theatre
with
Beck Hill.
Hi,
Hello.
Beck.
Hi.
Hello, thanks for coming. This is is it your second?
Second, yeah.
But you've done gigs for us in London.
I have, yeah.
Out of interest, because did you start doing comedy when you were in Australia? Or,
Yes, yeah.
And is the scene very different there, would you say, to what it is here?
Yes and no. It's similar in that you get a broad range of audiences and...
Right.
Oh, hello.
Sorry. I've just realised how creaky this chair is. I know we sussed this out before with Kevin, but now...
If you could sit very still.
So
Don't
still.
move.
So rude.
Sorry.
Okay, sorry.
It's very similar in that you get a broad range of audiences, and you can find your target crowd at various rooms, but there's far less rooms.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a lot harder to get stage time. So the way it works in Australia essentially is when you start out, you'll maybe get a gig a month if you're lucky.
Right.
And then I'm lucky in that when I started out in Adelaide, the comedy scene is quite small, so I might get on like every couple of weeks or something.
Okay,
but then it's like 5-minute spots, so you're really not, and it's the same audience, so you have to do a different thing each time. Otherwise, they go, "Well, you did this last time."
Yeah.
So the only way you can practice your sets is you essentially write an hour-long show or a half-hour set, and then you either do a split bill with someone or do an hour-long show really early. Like I think my first sort of 20-minute, I did a split bill show kind of the year after I'd started, and then the following year my first solo show, and that's normal in Australia. Okay. That's the only way you can get stage time is by going on into the festival and doing a month of performances and learning as you do the month, and then you spend the rest of the year going, I've got some good material now. Whereas over here, it's complete, like with Kevin, who I'm not sure if you chatted about, but you go for years and you really hone your craft, and then you put on your first solo show, and then you win an award. So it's quite different in that sense.
So how was that for you then, going straight in and doing something like that? Do you think it was better for you to work like that, or was it harder? I suppose it's
the only way you know, isn't it? At that point,
I can't really compare it to a different experience.
Yeah.
I suppose the only thing that makes me go, oh, is because I think when I went to Edinburgh, I was like, I've got a solo show, and I thought I was quite good. And it was that moment where I went, oh, everyone else here is much better than me. Oh, really? And but it was I think that was necessary. I think I needed that to go.
So was that your first experience in the UK, was doing a solo show at the Edinburgh Festival? Or did you come over and gig before that? Did you kind of...
I worked the festival when I moved over to try and make contacts and that's so I worked for Gilded Balloon, and then that was and I've been there ever since, so it's like a family now.
Our
So
first
put in the
memory
hard
of you
yards.
is you shouting out the name of our show.
Yes.
Yes,
Outside
yeah,
the- was that
yeah.
how many
when I
years?
was spruiking, 2008.
That was that your first year you worked there?
Yeah, yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, that was where we first remember. Yeah,
And I remember as well as being the background of a shot with you and CMK Amos at one point up in the.
Oh yeah, the Gilded TV,
Yeah.
Green
Gilded
TV.
That's
we
it.
were
Yeah.
doing.
Oh god, yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, you see.
So I stayed on after that, and then ended up hosting the Edinburgh Uni Comedy Night, which was I think either run by Avalon or Off the Curb. So for a year, every Tuesday I emceed. It was just 2 acts, so all I had to do was 10 minutes up top, and then like 5 minutes after the interval.
Nice.
And it was people like Sarah Millican and Tony Law and John Richardson, like all these people, and I totally took it for granted. I was getting 50 quid a week to do that, but that was the only thing I was doing in Edinburgh. And then I went, well, if this is how it works in Edinburgh, imagine how amazing it is in London. And then essentially moved to London and went, I have to start again. I did my first gig, and then when I said, can you recommend any others, he recommended a pay-per-play gig. And I went, okay, right, building up from the bottom. Which was kind of good experience in a way.
Yeah.
But then I suppose you had the Gilded Balloon. So you hadn't at that point. You had never performed at the Gilded Balloon, obviously, because you were just working there.
Yeah.
Front of house. So did the Gilded Balloon then take you in with a show the following year, or was it sort of?
So the following year, I'd already done a solo show back in Australia when I was working for Balloon.
Oh really? Oh, so of course, yeah, because they had the thing in Australia.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, because I worked for them, and then. But I wanted to check out Edinburgh first. I hadn't decided if I was going to move over here for good, and I also didn't know if I was ready. And then by the following year, thought, the show's tighter now, and I think I could put it on. And then because I worked with them, I could go, hey, can I put on my
Very
show
handy,
here?
It's quite a nice way of doing it, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
Sort of gradually easing your way into it. And
It's
sort
been,
of,
I mean, it's funny because a lot of people spend a lot of money to get producers to book them into to good venues, and that was something that I would recommend to anyone who's not quite sure. Work for the venue. If there's a venue you like, work for them.
Right,
it's hard and it doesn't pay well, and it's a thankless job, but you will know it inside out. And I mean, Craig Hill started out box office for Gilded Balloon.
Did he really?
Yep. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, how did you get to the point when you started doing your illustration stuff? Was that something that started very early on, or?
I used to do
animation
little
stuff?
doodles and like put them up on the internet.
Yeah.
And then there was one that I wanted to turn into a sort of a sketch, like where I would talk to the, I would do the voices of the 2 characters drawn on the flip chart.
Okay.
But then I realized I can't do voices. This is the only voice I can do. So I thought, I'll make their mouths move, and then you'll know which one's talking.
Yeah.
And so I did that, and it kind of worked. And I thought, I need something extra. And so I sort of put in an extra moving mechanism, which was essentially the punchline. It was a character called Lazy Eye Man. He's on YouTube if anyone wants to check that out.
So with the moving stuff, is that something you just figured out for yourself, or did you look it up? Is there a way of, is there sort of a thing that people do or is that literally your own kind of from scratch creation of going, right, I'll just work out how I make that move, I'll do that? And
it's all that's all self-taught, but at the same time, I mean, I would say I was heavily influenced without realising it by Terry Gilliam and Monty Python, and also Neil Buchanan in Art Attack. Used to use a lot of little techniques like that. So I think those things kind of stuck with me. So when it came to going, I'm going to make this move, my brain just went, well, how would that work?
How would Neil do it?
Probably, yeah.
And that's exactly how Terry Gilliam used to work, wasn't it? Because I don't think he'd ever had any experience of animation until he was asked to do it. I'm sure that was the thing for Python. So he literally sort of learned how to do it. Hence the reason it's so sort of thrown together. Just want to throw a little bit of fact in there because I knew it.
Yeah.
So maybe we can carry on and pretend I didn't say it. It's fine.
Well, I'm quite excited because I'm going to do a bit tonight where it's a video, a thing that I made for Phil Nicol. And there's a little animated Phil Nicol on the flip chart.
Oh, okay.
And someone pointed out to me the other day that, of course, he played Terry Gilliam in the BBC Holy Flying Circus
of course he did.
documentary.
Yeah.
And so it kind of feels like it's come back around.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
What are you up to next? You got any plans for the rest of this year, comedy wise, or?
I've got Edinburgh Fringe show. Doing Happiness up in Inverness Comedy Festival and Kilkenny.
I remember, I think when you came here last time, I think it was just before you went up to Inverness.
Right.
Yeah, I think it was about a year ago. Yeah,
I remember that. That went really well last year, didn't it?
It's lovely. Yeah. Both.
Do you get the sort of audience that are used to seeing comedy there, or is it what's the audience like there? Do a lot of people come
in
first?
Inverness?
Yeah.
It was mixed.
Okay.
So some rooms were just felt like a proper good comedy night, and others you kind of got the feeling that I ended up hosting they pronounced it Gaelic as well, just in case anyone goes, it's Gaelic. No, they're pronouncing it Gaelic. I hosted the Gaelic comedy show, which was like their top Gaelic comedians, and I just figured that meant Highland, comedians. No, they all spoke Gaelic.
Oh, really?
So
did you have to learn?
So I emceed this show where the entire audience spoke and understood Gaelic, and all of the comedians spoke Gaelic.
Right.
And I would just have to go on after each act and go, well, it sounds like that went well. I think she said something about a dog. You seem to laugh. Let's bring on the next act.
Brilliant.
It's really hard to MC a show where you don't speak the language.
And were they really laughing as well? It must have been a really surreal situation. Just like, I've got no idea what's going on.
It was incredibly so. And to make it worse, one of the acts was actually an Australian who'd moved over there and learnt Gaelic. So I couldn't even go, I'm Australian.
Yeah.
Oh, that's my excuse.
You just
no
didn't
excuse.
make the effort.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I want to do that.
That's
Can
brilliant.
we do that?
Yeah, I'd like to go there and do that. Enjoy that.
We better stop there because
Yes.
we're conscious
Yes.
of the fact it's getting late. Thank you for talking to us, Beck, and come and talk to us again.
Yay.
Anytime.
Thanks for having me.
So that was Beck Hill there.
Yeah,
Do check her out on Twitter and check out her website. It's a very good, her website. Have you seen her website?
I have. It kind of follows her style, doesn't it? It's got that kind of flip chart,
Sort of animated.
style. It's fantastic.
It's good. Do check it out. Next up, we have Kevin Eldon. And with Kevin Eldon, it's not so much a case of what sitcoms and various comedy programs has he been in. It's more of a case of what has he not been in.
Indeed,
This guy's been in Saxondale, Alan Partridge, Black Books, Big Train, Scorsese films, Tim Burton films, just basically everything.
But a very, very not I say but like he wouldn't be, but he's a fantastic, lovely guy.
Yeah, really, really nice guy.
Really nice guy.
And it was great to see him. And again, it's another one of those instances where I think we felt privileged to have him on the bill and to be having a chat with him.
Yeah, really did. Yeah.
Initially, we discussed the very squeaky nature of the chairs that we sit on. We're actually in a different room to what we normally are at this point, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. But although we're sitting on these chairs now, they're not squeaking a lot. I think it's always that thing of when you're suddenly surrounded by well-known people, you
do
get
tend
squeaky
to
chairs.
jump up and down a lot.
I do. I got so excited that my chair squeaked
it's like
a lot.
a jibber jabber. Do you remember jibber jabbers?
Yes.
Toys where you shake them and they've got a neck. That was a bit
Is that
like
the same as that thing where I used to have this thing with the tube that you turned?
That was a sex toy.
Was that?
That was a sex
I'm thinking
toy.
of the thing you turn upside down and kind of went.
No, definitely a sex.
No.
Definitely a sex
That was
toy.
a sex toy. Okay.
Without further ado, here we have Kevin Eldon.
Kevin Eldon.
We're sat here with Kevin Eldon right now.
Here he is.
I'm here.
You can't see him, but you
I'm
can
on a
hear
squeaky
him.
chair.
We've all
I'm
got
on a
squeaky chairs.
Squeaky chair.
Do a quick squeaky chair.
Mine's on wheels.
Excellent. It's quite
That doesn't
exciting.
really help. Yeah.
I was going to ask you, did you start as an actor or did you start in comedy? What was your sort of route?
Well, I started as a baby, actually.
Oh, clever.
And well, no, I started as a failed actor, really,
Oh, really?
because not even having done anything actor, because I left drama school and along with everyone else who leaves drama school, just sort of I spent a lot of time not working. And then I was doing theatre and education and sort of leaping around in primary schools, being the Mr. Rainbow, and then there was, in those days you could stay on the dole and no one would sanction you. This is the new thing they do now, isn't it? If you've been on the dole for a bit, they sanction you, which is if you turn up for an interview a minute late, then they cut off your money for a week.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that.
Yes,
Oh,
yeah. This is a legacy of the Tory government, and for which they must be destroyed. And so I could get away with a few months on the dole there in those days, which was good. And then anyway, after doing various sort of jobs, packing leaflets and delivering sandwiches and things like that, I had a couple of goes at doing stand-up, and it was sort of late 80s, and I was actually, if there is such a thing, I was actually sub Ben Elton. So I was sort of like trying to be a little bit political and fast and mouthy, and it's rubbish. And then it really was.
Did you record any of it? Have you ever got any?
No,
I
thank God.
So there's no evidence.
There's no record, or evidence is the better word, yeah. And then I came up with an idea for a sort of character, which was a horrible sort of slobbery, anarchy type character, which was very de rigueur for the early 90s. Yeah. And that kind of went all right. I had a few good gags with that one. And then I came runner-up in the 1991 Time Out New Actor of the Year award. Okay. I think it was number one was Simon Day with Tommy Cockles. and third was Alistair McGowan.
Oh, right.
And
So
then
good
sort
company.
of, yeah, it was good company. So then, and then after that, I was starting to do the circuit, and I made loads of mates on the circuit, and they were at the time getting their own radio shows and telly shows, and because I could act, they knew me, they thought might as well get me in. So I was kind of a little bit, to a certain extent, right place at the right time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So comedy was very much your way in then, really. It was.
It was kind of what I really wanted to do, really, because I've always been a big comedy fan, and I've always found your drama actor can be sort of quite earnest, really. I mean, there's some really funny ones, there's some nice ones, but it's all a little bit, it's the hardest job in the world. You ought to understand that. So I always wanted to get into comedy, and I always thought that when I realised that when I was starting doing the circuit, that I thought, these are my people. I just thought they were such a wild, sort of eclectic bunch, and sort of early 90s too. There were none of these career comedians. People did it usually because they were loonies, and there were a lot of really sort of eccentric people about on the circuit then, and I made some friends for life on the circuit, and it'll be pals forever. So it was good to be doing stand-up, and that got me into comedy acting as well, which was my preference.
So was the stand-up you're doing, was it sort of character-based driven, or was it straight stand-up?
So I did this guy called Kevin Boyle. I'm not even sure there's any evidence of that, except for in a very awful Channel 4 programme called Packing Them In from 1992. Still waiting to hear about another series of that. And that was with Frank Skinner and Jenny Eclair.
Okay. I think you dropped the bombshell. I don't think you're going to get one.
No, I'm probably not. And it was, but that's probably the nation's gain. And then that was about us back, and I was doing that character, this Kevin Boyle character. He was a sort of, he was the theatre drudge. And Frank was the compere, and Jenny Eclair was the manageress. And then we would have a little backstage plot for the week, and then we would introduce actual acts from the circuit then, and they went on. And so I stuck with that for a while, and then I started doing it more as myself, just not pulling a stupid face, and because I used to do it quite method, and used to be in an awful state and all slobbery. And there was a number of times where I was backstage and security tried to put actually sort of say, "What are you doing here?" I was, "Well, I'm just about to go on, actually." But then I started doing my own stuff, and then I stopped for a bit because I always got the nerves with it, and I just did acting, but I've always kept going, and the latest character comedy, when I say latest, that started with Club Zarathustra with Simon Munnery, and I have this poet character called Paul Hamilton.
Right.
And I did him in my own show, It's Kevin, and I do it live, and I've got a book coming out about him. That'll be out in August, I think.
Okay.
Which is, I imagine that Paul Hamilton is my cousin, which he is, and it's my biography of him.
Oh, so you're writing it as a biography as opposed to an autobiography?
Yes. So it's me, Kevin Eldon, writing about my cousin, Paul Hamilton. It's called My Prefect Cousin. And it's out on Faber and Faber in August, ladies and gentlemen. Do buy.
Yes. Excellent. Yeah, do.
Can I just say I'm just very glad to be here at Itchen, at the home of the adult panto.
Did you know about this before you came here? Or you just found this out by looking at the posters?
Yeah.
So I do a bit of audio description. There's lots of posters surrounding us.
Do you know, you say we probably are the home of the adult... Well, are we?
Yeah,
well,
it's a double-edged
sword. It does
sword.
happen.
Well, there's one called Peter Panties.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which just sounds a bit unpleasant.
Yeah.
And then there was something with Scrooge in it, which is all on at Christmas, but Scrooge is spelled
with an E.
Crewge. And there were lots of sort of young actresses with sort of quite pumped up chests standing around dodgy looking blokes. But I'll be here for the next one.
do come.
You just missed it. It finished last week.
What was it called again?
Scrooge.
Yeah. It's a good pun.
It runs forever here, and they love it.
Is there actual live anal on stage?
It's pretty much got to
it's
that
getting that
level
way.
now.
It's getting that way.
That's the evening show.
I'm not going there. I'm not going to say that.
Just too far. Slightly too far.
Out of interest, what was it like having sort of played a lot of sort of cameos in lots of different series? When it came to doing It's Kevin, what was it like, the sort of transition to something where it is very much your series? Was that
I just had to work a bit harder, really. But I think I've always been part of collaborative sort of setups, really, where I sort of have an input anyway. Not always, but quite often. And my show was exactly the same thing. It's all collaborative, and it was all the people who were on it with me. I've worked before and were mates, and all of the crew, more or less, I'd worked with and had fun with over the years. Right. So it wasn't all that much different, really. Okay. Except, of course, I had to take the can if it all went hideously wrong. But I didn't care if it did. But it went all right.
Yeah.
And did you write it collaboratively, or was it sort of a mixture of stuff? Or?
Yeah, I did a lot. I did probably about half was mine, and then there were some very good writers helped me with it. And Paul Putner, who played me sort of right-hand studio man, he wrote a little bit. There's two great writers called Jason Hazley and Joel Morris, who do a lot of stuff for Charlie Brooker. They're just brilliantly silly, and they've done stuff on me. On my radio series before, and they're very good on sketches. Right. And they did a lot of the sketches. And I wish I could name check some more, but there were about sort of like 3 other sets of guys who bunged in a few bits here and there. And basically, if it was good, it went in, really. Because what happened was I did a pilot, and then the BBC, being the BBC, took about 4 months to decide whether to give me a series, and then gave me 6 months to write, record, and edit the whole lot. Brilliant. So really had to move.
That's crazy.
Had to move on it. It was a bit, but it certainly was a massive kick up the bottom. Kick up Peter's panties. It was.
That's next year's panties.
Yes.
Yeah. And one final thing I want to ask you. I watched you on Mastermind, and I'm a very big Beatles fan, and you're obviously a Beatles fan.
Yeah.
How was that to do that? Just we had Richard Herring here last month,
and
we were asking him about his Mastermind experience.
Yes.
You shouldn't have done it. He came runner-up. Didn't he lose by a pass or something
he
like
did,
that?
He did explain that, yeah.
He was still going on about
his
that.
topic was...
Rasputin,
Rasputin, that was it, yeah.
And he was like the second highest score of all time at that point, I think.
Really?
Something like that.
Yeah.
You did you win?
I did all right. I didn't massive score. It was okay. It was I thought actually I was very, very lucky with the general knowledge because they were really, really easy. They dumb them down for the so-called celebs. And I think there were another 2 of the... If I'd had 2 of the other guys I'd have got about 3. And the Beatles, as far as I'm concerned, I mean, I don't know what you thought. They were childishly easy.
They were, weren't
they? They could have just asked me who was in the Beatles, basically.
But they did once. Somebody chose specialist subject George Harrison, and one of the questions was, what was the name of the supergroup with Roy Orbison? And you're like... Hand on the Care. The Travelling Wilburys. Yeah. But it was just like really ridiculous questions, like where are they from? And I thought you were quite clever that you went for the music of the Beatles, thus eliminating like what date did they play Candlestick Park or something.
The thing is, though, that was it because it was such a massive subject for the whole of the Beatles. Yeah. But I mean, I was I've forgotten them all now, but I had in my mind. Who played the harp on She's Leaving Home, and I had sort of studio setups, and who played what on what track and things like that.
You were relieved when the first question comes up.
And the first question comes up, and which one was called John Lennon. It's just, but that doesn't take away from the fact that it's just actually being in that studio set is just really freaky, and it was only because the other guys who were doing it with me were so nice, and so there was no real sense of competition, unlike there is usually apparently in the real things. But this was all kind of it's all for charity and all that. So,
but it must be the pressure when you're suddenly under that spotlight and you've got
in the chair.
It's because that's such. Yeah, it is iconic, isn't it?
Much like the chair you're sitting in right now.
Very similar to this, I imagine.
Well, it was very much like that. Not so squeaky though. Yeah. But you have to bat away a voice going mastermind, you're in mastermind, and not look at what's his name's face. Yeah. So that's why I just picked a point in the darkness and so I could concentrate. But I'm glad I did it. It was interesting.
Out of interest, if you did the normal mastermind, what would have been your other specialist subject if you got through to the final?
I think probably elementary particles.
Really?
Yeah. I think probably the lepton.
Okay, specifically.
No, I wouldn't have done. I'd have done wings.
Okay, the solo career of the Beatles. Yeah. Well, thanks for talking to us.
Yeah, thank you.
My pleasure.
Squeaky chair. Squeaky chair.
Squeaky chair.
Buy some oil.
So that was Kevin Eldon.
It bloody was.
He was fantastic.
I just swore then. Is that okay?
You can say bloody. It's fine. I've just said it again.
I can say bloody. What can I not say?
I think we've said everything on these podcasts, so I don't think you can say that.
Cunt.
You just said that.
But we need to censor that. Fucking cunt.
We're fine.
Bloody fucking cunt.
As long as we put explicit, it's fine.
Motherfucking bloody fucking cunt.
Well,
Can I
you've
say
said
that?
the word mother. That's gone too far, I think.
Daddy fucking motherfucking bloody fucking cunt.
Way too far. I think I need to stop you there. Can I just say...
Shitty fucking cunt fuck.
Too much. Too much. Too much. Get off.
I'm sorry.
Get off the podcast.
Shall I go? I'll go now.
Go now.
Bye.
Get out. I just want to explain, by the way, while David's out of the room, the thing I was talking about earlier, this toy thing. It made it. I was trying to do the noise, wasn't I, before?
Oh, not a jibber jabber.
He's come back in, by the way.
Not a jibber jabber. I'm
Not
back
jibber
now.
jabber. No, the tube thing that you turn it one way and it went.
cunt.
It went. It went one way up. It went. And the other way it went. That was the thing I was talking about. So for anyone out there who might know what I'm talking about, Twitter and say I understand.
No one knows what the hell you're
Just
talking
so it's not
about.
me on my own.
Could you just demonstrate the sound again?
That was it. It was that. It was
Was
called...
it always in that order? If you put it
Well,
away,
I think if
you
you went-
put it away on the, would it always then next time do the up sound?
Only if you turn it the right way. Only if you turn... You've got to turn it the other way up. So if you don't turn it the other way up, it won't make any sound. It's always
Really?
about turning it. Yeah,
What purpose did it serve?
no purpose. Although I think if you shook it, it kind of went... It kind of had like... It kind of did both. There we go. Exciting stuff. I'll find it.
Please do.
I'll put it at home somewhere, yeah.
Pantsy fucking shitty fucking cunt. I've done a lot of swearing in this episode.
Pantsy, it sort of weakens it, so that's fine. Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah. So basically, if you say pantsy in front of everything.
Luckily, we're at the end of the podcast, so hopefully no one's listening by this
I'm really
point.
sorry about the swearing.
That's
I've
fine.
had a couple of glasses of wine and I'm quite tired. It is actually now 3:10 in the morning.
It's time to go home.
It's time we went home. But as I say, thank you for listening. I haven't said this, but I'm saying it now.
Yeah,
Thank
you
you
didn't
for
say it.
listening to the podcast. Listen to Kevin Eldon and Beck Hill. Also, listen to our other episodes of the podcast, all available for free on iTunes. We have Phil Kay, Richard Herring, Norman Lovett,
Jay Foreman,
Foreman,
Sean Hughes.
Yeah.
I can't think of any others.
Lots of people, lots
Yeah.
of very well-known comedians.
And now Kevin Eldon and Beck Hill. So another 2 people to add to the fantastic people that we've auditioned. I was going to say interviewed in the past. I should
We've
say.
not auditioned.
We've never
that
auditioned.
was lies. Also, next month, should you be listening to this in chronological order, we have Hattie Hayridge, who is the female Holly in Red Dwarf, and various other people. So come down. Don't just listen to the podcast. Come and meet these people and see these people and enjoy them.
Check them out. Mostlycomedy.co.uk.
Yes. We're going to go now because
Yes.
it's late and we're basically gabbling now.
We are.
But thank you for listening, and hopefully we'll have your ears listening to us yet again.
Look forward to it.
I look forward to that. Bye.